Drones attack military airfield in Russia's Krasnodar Krai overnight. Russians actively dig in trenches on Crimean coast using conscripts. And how Russians tried to gain foothold in Kupiansk but were destroyed. The latest news next. Explosions rocked the city of Krimsk in Russia's Krasnodar Krai on the night of the 14th to the 15th of November, with Russian Telegram channels reporting an attack on a military airfield. Details. Russian Telegram channels noted that Krimsk residents had reported numerous explosions and that drones were believed to have attacked the Krimsk military airfield. Kondrativ reported that 2 municipalities had been targeted in a large-scale drone attack. He claimed that Russian air defense systems had intercepted several dozen UAVs in the Krimsk and Krasnoarmeysk districts, with wreckage falling on houses but causing no casualties. Russia's defense ministry claimed that 51 Ukrainian UAVs had been intercepted and destroyed over Russian territory, 36 over Krasnodar Krai, 3 over temporarily occupied Crimea, 2 over Belgorod region, and 10 over the Sea of Azov. Later, Kovalenko confirmed that drones had attacked the Krimsk military airfield in Russia's Krasnodar Krai. The Russians took advantage of the thick fog to advance to the borders of residential areas in Kupiansk, Kharkiv region. In the end, the Ukrainian Defense Forces prevented them from gaining a foothold, says Captain Yurii Fedorenko, commander of the Achilles battalion on the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade named after Kish Otaman Ivan Sirko of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. According to Fedorenko, the Russian troops, taking advantage of the fog, advanced close to residential areas, but were detected in time. At first, the defense forces of Ukraine hit Russia's armored vehicles, a tank and 2 armored personnel carriers. Then, over several hours, they finished off the infantrymen.
Those who managed to escape were also eliminated within the next 5 to 6 hours. As of today, there is no Russians in Kupiansk on the left bank. The situation is very complicated, but the Ukrainian Defense Forces control the situation.
Fedorenko also reminded that the Russians failed to capture Kupiansk by November 1st and now expect to do so at least by the new year.
Every day and every night, there is fierce resistance because Russians are trying to accomplish the task. Initially, he was supposed to capture Kupiansk-Vuzlovyi and Kupiansk-Livoberezhny by November 1st. Now the deadlines have been shifted, Russia has not fulfilled this task, and now they have to complete the task by the new year.
Russian forces are intensively fortifying the coastline near Yevpatoria, anticipating a strike by Ukrainian Defense Forces. Due to personnel shortages, conscripts are being deployed for the fortification efforts, the partisan group Atesh reports.
Atesh agents are recording the continuous process of strengthening the coastline with trenches, firing points, and strong points. The number of personnel involved has been steadily increasing.
According to the partisans, with most Crimean-based Russian troops deployed to the front lines, including regions like Kursk, conscripts are now assigned to work and stand guard at these fortifications. Each day, fewer Russian servicemen are stationed in Crimea. The occupiers understand that the strike by Ukrainian forces is inevitable and approaching, Atesh explains in the message. Russian troops have resumed offensive operations in the Kursk region, utilizing military equipment and attempting to move actively at night, according to Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation on the Ukrainian National Security and Defense Council. The enemy is once again conducting offensive actions in the Kursk region, using equipment and trying to move actively at night, Kovalenko said. The Ukrainian military's Kursk operation has been ongoing for 100 days. During this time, Ukrainian forces have taken control of dozens of settlements and established a buffer zone in Russia's border areas. According to the Ukrainian armed forces, since the operation began, Russia has shelled its own territory 11,578 times. The Russian military has dropped 3,243 guided aerial bombs and 356 unguided aerial rockets on the Kursk region. Russia was sending two 95 MS bombers into the air, but again failed to launch a massive strike. Such Russian actions can be called a large imitation of missile attacks aimed not only at Ukraine but also at the newly elected US President Donald Trump, says Alexander Musienko, head of the Center of Military Legal Studies. On November 15th at about 6 a.m. Kiev time, it became known that 6 Russian Tu-95 MS planes took off from the Olenia airfield, heading southeast. Later, the number of bombers in the air increased to 8. According to the monitoring channels, the planes were in the launch zones but later turned back to their base points and partially landed at Engels and Dageleva airfields. In a number of regions, the Ukrainian Air Force sounded their alarm due to the missile threat, but at 10 a.m. Kiev time, they called it quits. Russian forces attacked Odessa region with two Ha-59-69 air-to-surface missiles and also targeted the whole of Ukraine with 29 Shahed loitering munitions on the night of the 14th to the 15th of November. Ukrainian air defense units have destroyed 1 missile and 25 drones, reported by Ukrainian's Air Force on Telegram.
A Krai H-59/69 air-to-surface missile and 25 loitering munitions have been confirmed downed as of 8:30. The vast majority of these aerial targets have been shot down in Odessa Oblast. Air defense units were also responding in Mykolaiv, Kirovohrad, and Ternopil Oblasts.
About details, the Russian attack on Odessa reportedly caused injuries among people and resulted in damage to houses and cars. On the evening of the 14th of November, Russian troops attacked Odessa, damaging a residential building and a main hidden pipeline. The bombardment claimed the life of 1 person and left 10 others injured. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.